interview queen Alicia too here, and you are currently watching Warriors of Wrestling. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification button.
Play something. Somebody just asked me about punches first. Okay. Right. Punch, kick. One good punch or kick means so much more than 5 or 6 horrible punches or kicks. So, let's just say, throw a punch. So, throw it with your slap. Slap? Did you touch me?
Did I?
Right. So you slap me and you touch me. Okay, so throw it and touch me.
A little bit of slap?
Yeah.
Or not?
Okay. Try it again. Whoa. Try it after one. Slap. If I'm the match, and let's say, it's back. If he hits me with the punch, slaps, and I don't sell it, if he hits me with the punch, the slap goes.
With the slap?
Yeah. And I go. Okay, so he just went, I didn't sell it, I just went like that. Okay, it makes his punch look like shit, and my punch looks like shit. So if he hits me with a punch, go ahead, hit it. Oh, and I sell it. Oh, and I come back and bam, here, and he sells it, it's gonna mean so much more as opposed to I don't touch him, and everybody sees you go, because they're looking for it, and you go, as opposed to going maybe, see, I didn't slap this, but you can hear that slap, right? You're going, okay, and there's a little red mark on the side of his neck here, I know, and it may be a little stiff, but it's better than going and not touching me and people going, oh, he just like a fucking deal. So I'm gonna try and tell people, bam, Lawler will throw a punch here, barely touch you, throws the best punch in the business. Why is it, do you guys think? Just gonna throw it, thank you. Why do you think a 62-year-old man, Jerry Lawler, would be called on going against the WWE champion, and who was it we had to talk to? Ziggler and Punk against Orton and the King. And Lawler's doing his fist drop off the second rope and doing a drop kick and all this other stuff. Why do you think, with all the talent WWE has in the back, they're calling on a 62-year-old announcer? Granted, he wrestles on the weekends, and granted, he's better than half the roster, I'll say it. 90% of the guys. Why? With all the talent, why?
Good storyteller, well, great storyteller.
Yeah.
Punch.
Well, that too.
He makes them look better and they could learn from him while working here.
Yeah.
His punches are unbelievable.
Huh?
His punches are unbelievable.
Well, yeah, it's not just about the punches, but it's what?
He makes everything matter.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is, guys, you're in here and you're trying to rush, you know, what's your name? Matthew? What says that?
It says, Carpe Noctem. Carpe. I like it. What does that mean? It means, live for tonight.
Okay? We'll pick on you, Matthew. What does live for tonight mean? What does that mean?
Live in the moment.
Sorry?
In the moment.
Okay. Where are you from?
Queens.
Okay. Is this from something you grew up listening to, or where'd it come from?
No, just making every day count.
Okay, so making every day count means we just got done doing it, you were next to the last guys, one of the last guys doing it, and you went ahead and did it your way? Or is that what it is? I'm bringing this up because Jerry Lawler is a great storyteller, guys. Always has been, and hopefully always will be. But the problem I see with the business today is you guys don't have a territory to work every night. You're lucky if you get to work, you know, on the weekends or whenever you do, because you have to have jobs, you have to have bills paid. I get it, I understand it. But Jerry Lawler is who he is. He is the king. He is the king. Hunter Triple H is the game. He's Paul Levesque, but he's really the game. He's not pretending. He's not playing a part. Too many times, you know, when I see something like that, and it's like, look for tonight. I asked what that means. You know, I asked Kurt Angle. He has a tattoo of an eagle on the back. And I asked him, so tell me about the tat. Why'd you get it? Because I was just, you know, it's my alma mater. I just felt like getting it. And he thought I was fucking with him, which I'm not fucking with him. I mean, every tattoo to me tells a story. I don't have one. Anybody who does is using a story behind it. Yes, no. Or you just felt like getting one, right? Husky Harris just felt like getting a tattoo every 5 years. I get it, but I don't. I mean, there's nothing that I want on my body that tells that story. I see lariat. Is that lariat?
Yeah.
Okay, where's that come from?
Been a wrestling fan my entire life, and watching Stan Hansen, that was it for me. That got me want to get into it.
Okay, cool. I can understand. I've seen Hulk Hogan tattoos. I've seen Motley Crue tattoos. I've seen all kinds of different tattoos that, you know, I wonder. I know where Man of Steel comes from. I get it. No, seriously. I mean, I'm trying to make a point here is who you are is who you are. And it comes through in the ring, to me. In other words, I kind of touched on this earlier, and as I was watching the drills, kind of getting it and trying to get through you guys, because I didn't have a lot of time to just kind of sit down and break everything down for you guys. But the main thing everybody wants to know is, what can I do better? What can I do better? First of all, slow down. Take your time. Also, pay attention. If you're going to do it next, the next drill, and you're next, pay attention to what happened beforehand, so you don't have to say, wait a minute, we've only done it 20 times. Let me see. How do I do that again? Because that tells me a couple things. Either one, you're not paying attention. Two, you don't give a shit. Or three, you don't pay attention and don't give a shit. Okay, that's cool. But if you really want to make it in this business, who are you? Why should I care about you? Shawn Michaels is the Heartbreak Kid. Has anyone here had the privilege of meeting Shawn? Shawn Michaels is at the top of the business for reasons I'm sure he'd rather not talk about. He didn't care who he stepped on. He didn't care who he fucked over. He didn't care. Right, anybody but Shawn Michaels. And he has a story. Now that he's born again, now that he's gone through his life transformation, he still is Shawn Michaels. You guys are watching stuff on TV, and you'll see it, and you don't know why they're doing it. But what I found not only in Tennessee, but in Florida, where I'm at, there's a lot of independent guys that watch TV and watch Raw and SmackDown. And they say, well, Randy Orton does it like this. Okay, that's Randy Orton. You have to be your own. You have to either find something and steal it, make it your own. That's why I'm a big fan of looking at the history of the business, find out who came before you, find somebody your body type, your body style from years ago. There's not a whole lot of footage out there because a lot of the promoters bicycled the tapes. That means they taped over their shows and put it on for next week because nobody knew about VCRs and DVDs back then. But you have to find out who you are. Why would I pay to come and watch you wrestle? Why would I come and watch you perform? Okay? The people who come tonight to watch you guys perform are your die-hard fans. And those are the people that, is this pretty much your regular crew, Joey?
Yeah.
Okay. You have a pretty good, steady group of fans that come?
They usually show up a few hours beforehand too.
What's that?
They usually show up a few hours beforehand too, some of them.
Okay. Most of those people, I mean, in fact, all the people that come to watch independent wrestling are coming to watch some good wrestling. They're here to watch wrestling. And if you give it to them, they'll keep coming back, I would assume. But what I've just seen in the ring, and maybe it's nerves, I don't know, I understand that too, but I'm watching guys that are, I call them play wrestlers in Tennessee. And the guys that, don't get me wrong, I know what it's like. You have to have a job, and you do have to work, and you do have to pay bills. But they're pulling out a guy like Jerry Lawler at 62 years old because they know he'll get it over better than anybody else they have on the roster. That's 23, 24 years old. Because it's not your fault that, how old are you? 21. 21. We're on WrestleMania 29. So all you've ever known is WWE. That's all you've ever known. Prior to that, there was wrestling before John Cena. There's wrestling before Hulk Hogan. And there's a great book that just came out called Heroes and Icons, written by Steve Johnson, Greg Oliver, Mike Mooneyham. In the number one hero and icon is a guy by the name of Jim Lundis. I'm going to go just take a guess here and say that I don't think anybody here knows who Jim Lundis is. I do. No, not. Well, what about Jim Lundis? What was his part?
Okay, I don't know that part, but I know him.
So you walk out Frank Gotcha, which is me. What do you know about Jim Lundis?
He was Orno's world champion.
Yeah. What else? I mean, what was his claim to fame? What was his nickname?
Was it the Golden Greek or am I wrong?
Golden Greek. Okay. John Tullis was the Golden Greek as well.
Coach.
It's okay. It's not your fault. It's not you guys. The problem is, at 21 years old, actually, at 8 years old, I was interested in the history of the business. You guys, I don't think are that interested. It's not that you should be. It's not a prerequisite, but the point that the reason I think it is important that you should be interested in the history of the business is to find out who came before you and what did they do and what can you steal from Jim Lundis, who is the #1 rated hero and icon in this new book that came out. Before Hulk Hogan, before Ricky Steamboat, before Dusty Rhodes, before any of the modern day baby faces, if you will. It's a guy by the name of Jim Lundis who I think was in the 30s and 40s. The 1930s and 1940s babyface is the #1 hero and icon in this book that these guys did 5 years researching. And I'm watching guys get in the ring today and try and imitate something you see on TV, not understanding why the guys on TV are doing what they're doing, not understanding that besides Raw and SmackDown, they are also doing live events in between. Right now, I believe Raw is in Egypt or SmackDown's in Egypt. I'm not sure which brand is where, but this is a global, worldwide company that you guys were talking about earlier wanting to be a part of. Okay, you have to ask yourself, how do you get there? I mean, you want to be in WWE? That's not. Nope. So how long have you been training? How long have you been working?
A year and a half.
Okay. Started out here?
Yeah.
Okay. How many times a week would you say you work? Or a month? Let's say a month.
2.
Two times a month?
2.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
Assistant manager in GNC.
Okay, gotcha. Brad Armstrong works at a nutrition place. Brad Armstrong, by the way, is one of the greatest workers in the business in the 80s. His brother Scott is referee. His brother Road Dogg is now an agent. You remember DX? You heard of those guys? Yeah. Anyway, but the point is, he works at a nutrition store too. To pay the bills because wrestling is what it is today. So it's hard. But there's another kid. I don't know if anybody here has heard of Kyle Matthews.
Yeah.
You know Kyle?
Georgia, right?
Yeah. Have you worked with him?
No, I think I've done one show with him down.
Okay. Kyle Matthews, we're going to use him as an example. Small guy. Nothing really special if you look at him. Until he gets in the ring, but he has heart, he has passion. He's trained by a guy named Ted Allen. He helped Arn Anderson get in the business, by the way. If you guys knew the history of the business, you would know that. It's interesting to find out who helped who and how they got where they got. And then you might know a better understanding of what path you need to take. And that's why it's almost essential to know the history of who came before you, because you might find a way. Did you know that Jerry Lawler used to make a cartoon or do a cartoon for a wrestling magazine called Wrestling Monthly while he wrestled in the 70s? He also did cartoons. That's kind of how he got his break into the business. Does anybody know how Jerry Lawler got his first crown by any chance? Let me just tell you real quick. There's a guy by the name of Bobby Shane, and he was going to Australia, and he left his crown in Atlanta for Lawler to use, I guess it was. When he came back, Shane went to Tampa, Florida, and was flying back, I think it was from Miami, if I'm not mistaken, with a guy by the name of Dennis McCord, Gary Hart, and Buddy Colt. And they all went down in Tampa Bay in the fall. Bobby Shane died in that plane crash. It was at Peter on that airport. I live in Tampa now, so I got to go by and see Peter on that airport, and I saw the bay. I saw where they went down. But Bobby Shane was the original king of wrestling. Jerry Lawler had Bobby's first original crown. And that's how Jerry Lawler became the king when Bobby died. So there's a story behind pretty much everybody in the business who's made it or made a name for themselves. Didn't come out one day and say, hey, I'm the king. Lawler had actually Bobby Shane's crown. The real king of wrestling, Bobby Shane. I saw Bobby Shane as a babyface in Easter growing up. I had the opportunity to go to wrestling matches every week growing up, so I had an opportunity you guys don't have today, is to see wrestling every week by great workers. You guys are watching a television show, now a 3-hour television show, by some pretty decent workers, but they're still producing a television show. It's not they're telling stories, but what they're trying to go back to is the old time, let's tell a story by wrestling and having a match and get some personal issues. Too many times there's backstage bullshit and there's backstage stuff where you guys go, oh, that's all phony, ah, oh, that's all bullshit, oh, I could do that, oh, I hear it all the time. Oh, I heard it all the time. When you guys do a show like this and people come to see you, I think they're looking for the alternative. They're looking for guys who they know are green, who know are on this level. Put some passion into what you do and put some believability into what you do instead of going out there. One of the things I don't like is when everybody tells everybody else's business. And on the internet, that's hard to stop. I understand that part. But you guys can come out and make these people feel special by being professional and acting special or being special yourself. I'm not saying be an asshole, but I'm saying come looking like a star, performing like a star, and being a star. It's a work. Even stars have to take that trash. But you don't have to tell everybody, oh yeah, man, I work down at GNC and I've got a special going on. not a crime to work at GNC. It's not a crime to work at Sears or wherever the fuck it is. It's not a crime. Everybody has to make a living. I get it. I understand. Wrestling is not an easy thing to make a living in the independent circuit. Kyle Matthews, though, networked and got a shot in Japan with Noah. Okay, so he still has to have a job in Marietta. He still wrestles the independents wherever he can, which sucks down south, by the way. I hear it sucks in Rochester, too. Sorry, I've seen those guys. It sucks everywhere for independents, for guys who don't care. Because all they think they gotta do is go in there and be a star, get a pair of boots, and just go out there and play wrestling. That's not it. You have to believe in what you are. You have to believe in who you are. Okay, I get it. You could be a dirtbag. I get it. You could be a heroin addict. I get it.
He knows it. He knows it too well.
I believe it.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Dude, would you ever thought Steve? Does anybody know Steve Bradley? Anybody ever heard of Steve Bradley?
Chicago?
No, Boston. Mofo. Yeah. He was a heroin addict. Never would have known. Died of. Sorry? Hell of a worker. Great worker. Okay? When I wrestled, I did wrestle. But I had long hair to hide my, in the addiction, gave me the shield, but I didn't like people. That helped me be a heel too. Also, I had a bad marriage. I had bad everything. It was bad karma. It was all this shit. I really was a heel. I was a dick. I was an asshole. Some people say I still am. But that's okay. Some people say you're a heroin addict.
Actually, everyone, that's like an inside joke around here.
I don't think it's so inside. It's outside now. No. That's what I'm trying to say. Is the mystery behind you guys. Everybody knows, oh no, he's a great guy. Oh no, man, he's all good. No, he's good. No, he's not really. Fuck. What? Why let the facts get in the way of a good story? Really? I mean, that's what you learn about rock and roll. You learn about wrestling. It's, Gene Simmons stuff. How many women?
There were 4,600.
Apparently.
I'm sorry, how many?
4,600.
Yeah. You know how many days there are in a year? You know how long it takes to do that? You know how many times? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I had my share. 4,600? Really? Okay. Did you know David Lee Roth insured his penis? Lloyd's of London? Yeah, insured it. Yeah, just a paternity suit. Yeah, really? Have you seen the policy? It's a work, guys. It's a work until you show me otherwise. I don't believe anything unless you show me, and even then I question. To this day, right now you're a heroin addict to me. I don't give a fuck. Why not? Let them question it all day long, because the bigger the legend, all the bullshit about the M&Ms, no brown M&Ms, just because they wanted people to read the writer as opposed to story. No, they didn't trash all the shit, but word got out, and they're not going to stop the press because it's all press. It's all bullshit. It's all fucking to make the legend more than it is. But when you guys go out and just play wrestler like we're on the independents, I wrestle on the weekend, and my God, yeah. No, really, I work down here at the mall. No, you don't have to tell them you work at the mall. You don't have to tell them. You make them wonder, what do you do? I mean, make them fucking wonder, man. It takes, look, I am no one to judge. No one. I'm no one special to make any judgment on anybody whatsoever. If there's any bigger fuck up in the world, I see him right at the biggest, right at the list. I'm 3 times in rehab, man. I had fucking cost my life, my money, my daughters. I've had fucking women that have sued me, people that have sued me for causes and things I didn't even do. I mean, it doesn't matter, because even if it's not real, or even if it didn't happen, if it betters to the mystery and adds to the, you know, did he or didn't he? Did this really happen or didn't it? Fuck, who knows? Only you know. You ever done drugs?
Yeah.
Really? No, really. Kind of hard to believe. What's your drug of choice?
Cocaine.
Why not? But no, you're right.
He's on it.
Not on it.
Of course. Mine was there anything you put in front of me. But here's the deal. The legend gets, you could grow your legend and be who you are, and use it to your advantage, because either people are going to want to be next to you, they're going to want to know about you, or they're going to say, fuck you. You know what this guy does, right? Fucking Biggie Biggs. He's a ghost hunter. Why are you laughing? Right. Exactly. Why are you laughing? Because nobody hunts ghosts. They don't exist. There's no such thing as ghosts. None. Or are there? Hey man, the point is, the great Mephisto. Of course you guys remember him. You remember him, right? The great Mephisto was a man who came in and he had a loaded boot back in wrestling and get by with so much bullshit you wouldn't believe it, man. But he had this boot, was built up about 2 inches, and he would tap it, hit you in the head, knock you out, cover you 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you get juice, blood. We call it blood, juice. Juice. He went to San Francisco. He would talk this demonic shit on TV. He would just come up with this crazy, crazy shit. And Anton LaVey lived in San Francisco. You heard of Anton LaVey, haven't you? No. I know he is. Anton LaVey was a Satanist. He was like the head Satanist in San Francisco. And he called the great Mephisto to come to his lair or his house in San Francisco. And it freaked him out so bad because, yeah, exactly. But that grew to the legend of the great Mephisto, because Mephisto is what? Isn't that part of being Lucifer and evil and all that shit, the epitome of a heel? Yeah. He went out of curiosity to Anton LaVey's house, and he wanted him to participate in the satanic rituals and all these great and wonderful things Satan can do for you. It scared him so bad he never went back. But the point is, it got out. The word got out. The great Mephisto was a Satanist, and the word got out. There in the Count Palace was sold out every fucking week or a month whenever they ran. It added to the legend. Even though Mephisto didn't want any part of that shit, it grew. Okay? That was when you were wrestling 5, 6 days a week. That's when you went to a territory and you wrestled and became something. Here on the independent scene, you have to create who you are, but you have to believe it when you come in. When you come in, you can't be one of the guys. You can't be one of the crowd. If you dress like one of the crowd, you act like one of the crowd, pretty soon you're going to be in the crowd. You look like a nice kid. You look like the kind of kid, man, no, you wouldn't do that. But the point is, like, you look like just such a clean-cut, all-American boy, which I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind that you have fucked up some bad shit. No doubt, because we're not perfect. But I embrace that, man. I would embrace being a heroin addict, being thought of a fucking dickhead. I embraced it. Because I had my fucking hair down here, and I didn't want to talk to people. And as I'd walk back to the ring, say, "Hey man, you want to go smoke a joint?" I laugh and shit, and I just look at them with my fucking eyes like, "Fuck you." So I was already high. I didn't need this shit. It's a work.
Where is he? There's a ghost, I think, that came nearby. We got a call.
We were in a bar in St. Louis. My partner and I wrestled as the Heavenly Body, so come on. Not Donald Al Green. Anyway, we were in a bar in St. Louis. You probably heard this too. Oh, yeah. Bar? Well, yes. Yeah, and I happen to be, you know, I'm not one of those guys that really, you know, when I go to a bar, I want to have a good time. I don't want to make anybody feel hard. But we're having a couple drinks, and there's a couple of girls sitting over there by themselves. It was like a booth. Now, I had already indulged in other things before we got to the bar. So we had a few drinks, and we're looking at these girls, and Jimmy said, I'm going to go ask this one girl to dance. Jimmy got away. So Jimmy went over and asked one girl to dance, and she started dancing, and they come dance. So I had 2 more shots of tequila. I'm not a hard drinker. I'd like you, because you can verify this, that when Jimmy asked the girl at the bar to dance, and she was dancing, and I'm at the booth, I had my shots, okay? He's heard this before, and this is true. He gets up and goes, and so I look at her partner, and the drunker, the 2 shots helped, and I went over and asked her, slid in the booth, and I said, would you mind if I sat down? She goes, no, go ahead. And I said, well, do you like to dance? She goes, oh, no, I really don't. Okay, oh, come on. Just one dance. I mean, I really want to drink. Didn't want to dance. I wanted, you know. But anyway, finally, I said, look, come on, let's just dance. And I went, and I grabbed her arms, and I pulled her off, and she fell on the floor. She had no legs.
Oh, shit.
That's my dream girl.
Her wheelchair was behind the booth. And I went, oh. And when this stopped, it was like in slow motion, where the music and the people are fucking, all of a sudden this heel, this asshole, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's about 3, 4, maybe 5 people in the bar, my partner, and the girl being 2 of them. And all of a sudden they looked, and now she's crying. And I am such an asshole. I don't know what to do. So, of course, Jimmy came, we helped her in a wheelchair, and she's really upset. Her girlfriend's upset too, and now Jimmy's pissed off because her girlfriend's not going home with him, and none of us are going to like that. So, needless to say, I was the asshole. Anybody ever done anything like that? Have you? What happened to you?
No, I haven't.
Huh?
Bought her shoes.
No, not that.
What'd you do, man?
Well, I was trying to date this girl, she didn't want to do with me. So we
Do you as in?
want like nothing to do with me. Like, I'm trying to like anyway. It's like I'm in 10th grade and we're playing volleyball, she's in the same team with me. So I'm serving a ball. She's there with her glasses on. The ball kind of aimed it towards her. BAM! And it just smacked the back of her head, glasses fell off.
Does she have legs?
She chased my ass out of the gym. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to fuck a chick.
I went to shake like
Yeah, but did you guys? I mean, what would you have done? What would you have done?
Ran.
Well, I mean, I guess, was that a true story or was that not a true story?
Don't know.
Did that happen or did that not happen? Good?
What's the name of the bar? Let's look it up.
Huh?
It doesn't matter, somebody told me.
But that's what I'm trying to say is, was it true or was it not? I mean, yeah. I've heard so many bullshit stories that wouldn't be true. And then I've heard true stories that there's no other way they couldn't be alive. Does that make any sense? Jake Roberts talks about going down Atlanta freeway 80 miles an hour with 2 black hookers and a cocaine rock and one getting blown. And it's like, Jake.
He's getting excited.
There's no way that could have happened. Yeah, there is. As long as you lived it, as long as you believe it. Slow down. You're telling a story, whether it's in the ring or outside the ring. On promos, everybody gets out there and wants to yell on the independents. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'll kill you, and I'm gonna. What, man? Anybody remember Jake the Snake? No, you weren't. You're 21.
I remember. Yes, absolutely.
Because how old are you?
22.
I have a lot of old tapes from my own part.
Because he would talk low, and then he would bring it up. And he would talk in that demonic evil that you only knew he believed it. And if you didn't believe it by the end of that promo, you did because you weren't sure. And I'll tell you another story because Jake Roberts and a guy named John Nord, the Barbarian, were good friends. And they went to a bar again. This is true. Went to a bar, and the Barbarian happened to crap his pants. And yes, this is how sick it was. I went in the bathroom, and Jake followed him in. Nord said he pulled his pants down and took the shit out of him in his hand. Ooh, man, that's sick. And Jake said, no. Oh. G.G. Allen? Anybody heard of G.G. Allen?
Yes. Yeah. I didn't want to.
Either did a boss.
Guys,
I didn't want to hear
it. What is this? It doesn't matter where you get your inspiration. It doesn't matter. I had to watch it. There's a film out there called The Serbian Film.
Oh, yes. I passed it around. Biggie, we just loaned that to you.
What is it?
What is it?
It's amazing.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it doesn't matter where you get your inspiration. It doesn't matter where it comes from in the ring. If you don't feel it, you're playing at it. You have to get in that mindset. Jake Roberts grew up the way you grew up. Jake Roberts grew up. And he'll tell you about it, but you listen to it and you go, there's no way that could have happened. There's no way. But you have to know his family. You have to know where he came from. You have to know the circumstances, and you have to have people account for it. I was fortunate enough, or unfortunate, however you look at it, to know his family and to see and hear about from reliable sources that what Jake has said and done, while some may be exaggerated, a lot of it's not. I mean, I'm not speaking out of school here, I don't think, but his sister was kidnapped and murdered. And among other things, you know, his father was Grizzly Smith. He did some horrific things. He kayfabed his whole family about the business. And when the assassins came over to the house, there's poor Jake as a kid, 8-year-old kid, thinking the assassins were going to come over and beat up his dad. And Jake, or Grizz, never let on. Grizz kept his family in the dark, like up until the time Jake started wrestling. But you have to believe what you're doing in the ring. One punch is so much more effective than 5 or 6. Yeah. Who's ever been in a fight? Did you ever stomp, man, when you punch? You're probably a 1-2 guy, or maybe 1, right? 1-2 or 1?
I do prefer a takedown.
I don't know if I can take down, man. If somebody's going to take me down, if somebody's doing that, and the deal is, I'm going for the balls or the eye. I don't punch. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a tough guy. I just know that if you're going to grab, if somebody's grabbing your balls, you'll either let go or I'm going to hold on for dear life. Because you're not going to fucking get me down if I can help it. I'm not a badass, but I will. I do know most badasses don't expect you to go for their eye. That's the whole thing. People have to believe that you're that kind of guy. When you look at Jake or you listen to Jake talk, you believe there's something evil or sinister about it. I believe there's something evil or sinister about you. Just because you're fucking messing with you. Could be. Well, what does your mom and dad do?
My mom right now, she's disabled actually.
Yeah.
And my dad is the supermarket manager.
At which one?
Wallbound.
Sorry?
Wallbound?
Has he been doing that for like forever?
Yeah.
So how did they feel about you doing wrestling?
They didn't like it too much.
Why not?
They thought it was stupid, pointless.
Okay, so what are you going to do to prove them wrong?
Show them it's not coming.
Okay, but what, my point, I guess again, I keep saying my point, I'm stopping right there. How bad do you want this? What would you do to achieve your goal? Okay, cool. You have a plan? Have you thought about leaving Jersey or New York or wherever? Have you? Absolutely. Where do you want to move?
Florida.
Why?
Get signed up.
Yeah, I would say you should go there and go get signed. Come on. You're right here in the heart of WWE. You're right here, man. The recruitment. You guys go on. They did this before, I think they just started this year. WWE has recruitment on their site. So that's what I'm saying. If you guys want to do it, go to the site. But you can't half-ass. You can't just say, well, I want to. Well, I'm going to. Yeah. Oh, man. You can't. You can do it if you want to do it. There's nothing, and I mean nothing, holding anybody here back. And I stopped this for a reason. I really did want, because I want to tell you guys some stories about, you know, the music you listen to, the movies you watch, the people you see, and all these people that you look at and go, how did that son of a bitch get where he's at? I know nothing about Twilight. I've never seen Twilight at all. Has anybody here seen it? Thank you.
Really?
No.
Oh, who's going to stop them from?
Because what was popular movie, right? Patterson, whatever his name is, and the girl. But that's the whole thing, man. The girl, they're doing the whole gimmick. It's all great. How did that guy get where he's at? I mean, is he that great? Is the girl that great? I don't know. How did John Cena get where he's at? He looks great. How did Sonny get where she's at? I know how she did that. But the point is, there's two sides to every story, I guess. And whatever you want to do, once again, a jerk. Entertainment. Does everybody know that? You know, I'll fuck you over. You have to have a plan. And you got to think, how does somebody do it? You ever heard of Andy Kaufman?
Yes.
Yep. This guy, fuck you. You have no idea who Andy Kaufman is.
I've heard of the name.
He's a good actor.
Research him. Research Andy Kaufman. See what this guy did and how he was so outcast, but ahead of his time. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's just the competition. Anybody can be on Blog Talk Radio today. Anybody can have their own show. Anybody can do anything with the internet. All that bullshit. Do you have one? That way you laughing? Yep. Anybody can do it? But my brother had one. He had one. I've been on I don't know how many. But I'm looking at it. And I talked to Shane Helms about this at the convention. I'm like, wow. But it just takes honey, boo-boo. I've never seen the show, but I heard the name and I had to Google it. I had to go. She was at a wrestling show, guys.
Just coming to the Fed.
What?
Just coming to the Fed.
What?
Near future.
How old is she?
She's 5.
She's so popular. It's going to draw another demographic.
There's the demographic already. But the point, again, she was at a show in Pell City, Alabama, that I'll be at next week. The guy turned away 1,000 people. And I Googled this girl when I heard she was there. I went, how do you Google? And I went to YouTube, and I'm looking at this, and I said, this is what our country's come to.
Redneck 6-year-olds.
It's the most incredible thing. But you want to be or do you want to be John Cena or Randy Orton? Or what do you want to be? What other interests do you have?
I played baseball. Okay, played high school, college. I've had professional tryouts.
With who?
Toronto.
Yeah, what they tell you?
They told me to keep working at it. I actually blew my knee out a little after that.
What position you playing?
Pitcher.
Oh, okay. And they said keep working at it or what?
Yeah, the max I've ever thrown was 91. They said, honestly, they've got a bunch of guys with minors doing 91.
Right. So what did they tell you? How do you get a 91?
They said go to college, play there.
Are you doing that?
I was. Just like wrestling.
So what got you this thing? How did you get this thing?
I wanted to do it since I was young.
Really? Okay, so when you say since you were young, who's your favorite wrestler?
Triple H.
Why?
Captivating.
In what way?
I don't know. I always wanted to be like him when I was younger.
What do you want to be like now?
Right now, I want to be John Cena.
Why?
He's up top.
So you were from Triple H to John Cena. So certainly not Warwick. Was it almost?
His look.
What about Shawn Michaels?
I didn't really like him that much.
Why not?
I don't know.
No, that's not fair enough, because most people say Shawn Michaels. So why didn't you like Shawn that much? What about Undertaker?
Not into that.
No?
The whole dark thing.
Yep. No, that's great, man. What about Eddie Guerrero? He was up one time.
Who's Eddie Guerrero?
Find out who came before you. The reason I say that is you can find DVDs, you can find YouTube. You can find something that fits you. Like you say, man, oh, it's good. Triple H, he's a top guy. He's got definitely got to study. Cena's got to study. Edge, he's got to study. As far as getting to the top. And Michael Hayes, you heard of the Freebirds? Yeah. Have you heard about him?
WrestleMania 17.
Good Eagles.
Gimmick battle.
No, seriously, what about the Freebirds? What have you heard about?
I just know that that's where the whole Freebird rule came in. Tag teaming.
What Freebird?
I don't know. I didn't want to know that a stable could be a tag champ. I've never watched them wrestle.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's because they didn't wrestle. No, they I'm saying this because it's very cool to learn about who came before you. If you're interested in this business, it would do you well to find out how some of these guys got to be where they got to be. And it's not always about working. Did you know that at one time there were 3 world champions? There was the WWF, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Then there was the AWA, the American Wrestling Association. American Wrestling Association Alliance.
American Wrestling Association. Association National Wrestling Alliance.
National Wrestling Alliance, yes. Did you know that? Not at all. Right. But there's a great book and a lot of history on the internet about that stuff, man. And I know you guys have a show. What time is your show?
Bell time's 8.
At 8?
Bell time.
Okay. I do want to go over one more thing, but I don't want to, because I don't want you guys, I'd like you guys to be able to eat. I want you guys, if that's cool, give them some time to eat.
What do you want to do?
But I do want to go over one thing, if I could, what is your name again? Matthew? Matthew. You have any brothers, sisters?
Yeah.
How many?
One brother, one sister.
Older? Younger?
Older brother, younger sister.
How old is your sister?
18.
And she going to college? Where's she studying?
Nursing.
My wife is actually going to study at the University coming up next month. And my daughter's graduating from the University of Tennessee this month. My other daughter is 21 and lives in Texas. But that's not about me, I'm just telling you. I was trained by the Iron Sheik. He stretched the living shit out of me. But you know who the Iron Sheik is, right? Hulk Hogan? How about Buddy Rogers?
Yeah.
Have you? Tell me about Buddy Rogers. What do you know about Buddy Rogers?
I don't know much about him. I know.
Well, what do you know?
Nature Boy.
Yeah,
right?
what about him?
I don't know much about him.
Interesting to find out.
Find out who Eduardo Carpentier is. Anybody know who Eduardo Carpentier is?
I just heard the name. French wrestler.
Yeah.
Cannonball. I believe he used to
Yeah. But
flip.
do you know what the main? Do you know that it was because of Eduardo Carpentier that actually the AWA was formed?
I did not know that.
Something to find out about. But here's what I'd like to do, guys. I apologize. Joey, I do apologize. I really wanted to do more, and I kind of got off on that because what I was getting at is about the punches. One meaning more is how the guy sells them. You asked me, so if you get the guy selling a punch, delivering it, the way you do it, the way he sells it, it's all combined. It all adds to doing it. Blog talk is a great thing, man. I'm telling you because I've gone through. Seriously, I'm not bullshitting about it. Everybody has one, but it's. I've seen the good ones, the bad ones, the in-between ones, and I've done a lot of them. I even did one in Scotland, Ministry of something.
I don't listen to any show, I just...
They're all over, man, but it was so cool because it's anybody can do it. And again, Shane Hill help me do this other thing, hopefully, once I get done doing it. But what I would like, just real quick, so we can finish, I'll finish this up and you guys can go grab something to eat or just relax, whatever you want to do. But if everyone can get out of the ring, all right, so you gotta get out of the ring. Real quick, just so I can, because this is have you ever done the flying toe hold? You? Well, you guys have, but I mean, he's ready for it, right?
We stretch out.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it? No? How far are you going to take the flying toe hold?
It was Jake's job that day.
Well, here's what I want to do. This is something you guys can use if it comes up. Again, one punch is better than 5 battles, but this is a hold that you can use. It's just stand in the center.
Don't stay loose so we don't get hurt.
Well, just, so we don't fuck it up.
Just tuck your head.
Yeah. Really. No, man. What do you weigh?
185.
How tall are you?
Boots, no boots, regular. 6 foot.
Right now.
I was born 7 pounds, 3 ounces. When you were
That was going to make this really hurt. You're reckless now.
Look at that stretching.
Very close. Okay, well, this is something you can pull out of your hat if it ever comes up. Because sometimes you can find people get cute with information. So, this is something for anybody to use whenever you want. And I apologize because we got started late and that's my fault. I take full responsibility for that. I would like to at least get mad at you. So, live for tonight. I might get that on my arm. Not that far. No, a little further. Okay, there you go. Put your arm down. Faster. Okay. Down. Faster. 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 Keep going. Faster. Faster. Flying toe.
Thank you.
It's cool with you guys. Just, I would take a break. I guess, Joey, anything you want to tell them?
Yeah,
Hey guys, here's what we're gonna do. Joe and I talked about it. Me, James, and Nero are going to set up the entranceway. Sal, who's on? Sal, Mo, and Matt fix up the ring and the skirts. Anybody else who wants to help out? Chairs and guardrails.
And just real quick, I just want to thank Tom for coming down here. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but the in and out that I've been, I enjoyed it. I was really interested.
Well, thank you. I mean, I know we started kind of late, and that's why I did kind of rush through the one drill, and I wanted to do the dance drill. I just thought if you got into that, it would have been a little longer than anticipated. But the idea is telling a story, guys, and telling a believable story. It's not always about how fast you go and how much you do. It's how you do what you do. So, again, just remember, whenever you work in shows like this, and people are coming to watch you guys in this kind of atmosphere, they're coming to see a show. They're coming to see wrestling. They're coming to see you guys. So, you have to treat those people with respect. And they're coming, they're paying their money to watch. So it's one of those things that always irritates me when the guys come in and they, those friggin' marks, and they're not marks, guys, they're fans. There's a difference, a huge difference. So people that come and pay to see you guys should think about, you want them to come and see, pay to see you later on, especially when you become big stars. So just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind, I know it sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but what's possible is done, and what's impossible will be done. People told me I'd never be a wrestler. I would never, ever wrestle in Madison Square Garden, WWF at that time, much less WWF or WWE. And I just said it, I was never world champion, but I was a world tag team champion in WWF, but it was just one title, by the way. It doesn't mean anything. It's, that and $5 will get you a cup of coffee. I understand that. But the point is, that's what you want to do. You want to live your dream. You can do it. You can do it. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of guts. It takes chances going out there and doing it. Not easy. Scary as hell. But life is scary as hell. Life is part of taking risks. And it's not a dress rehearsal. I keep telling my wife that all the time. If you don't go for it, then you'll never know. So you have to take a chance, and life's about taking chances. I truly believe that. I truly believe that no matter what happens, you don't know until you go ahead and just say, look, man, I have nothing else to lose. I'm gonna walk in there, I'm gonna tell Vince, give me a job. I've seen it happen. I've seen guys walk in to John Laurinaitis' office and say, I deserve a job because this is all I've ever wanted to do, and I'm asking for 6 weeks to let me show you. And 6 weeks later, they actually got a 2, 3, 5-year contract. We have a guy named Nick Rogers. If you go to the FCW, they have a guy named Nick Rogers. You go to FCW website. His real name is Austin Spencer. He's from Canada. The guy has more balls than brains, but he ran for mayor of his town. He came in 4th. There were only 4 people running, but he came in 4th. That's what he tells me. He doesn't say he came in last. He says, I came in 4th. Well, how many were running? Well, there was only 4 people in the race, but I came in 4th. He doesn't say I came in last. He doesn't say I lost. He is in great shape, but he doesn't have a clue. He flew himself to Boston to the week before WrestleMania to get on TV and go in events and say, I deserve a shot on TV today. He flew himself up on his own dime. He is in debt up to his ass because he keeps buying new suits and buying ring gear and shit just like this. He is out of his fucking mind. He's in great shape, but he's completely nuts. And he'll probably make it because he is completely nuts. Titus O'Neil has no fear. I used the name earlier. He is the shits, but he's going to get better because he wants it and he has his work ethic. It's all about taking chances. It's all about being the first one there, the last one to leave. And it really is. You guys hear that all the time. Come to work like it's your first day. What does that mean? It means come to work like you're there to impress people your first day. Show them that how bad you want it. I mean, there has to come that time, like I say, maybe 8,999 times, but that might be the time to get your break. Nothing is impossible. I firmly believe that. I've seen it happen. It's happening to me. I wrestled in Madison Square Garden, I don't know how many times, and it was never supposed to happen. when it did, I was like, this says it all right here. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's how bad you want it. We can go through drills all day long. It's great. It's wonderful. But the only way you learn how to do this is in front of people. And it's like a stand-up comedian. You can tell jokes all day long in an empty room or in front of your family. And they'll tell you you're great and it's really funny. But you don't know if your stuff works until you do it in front of a crowd, you do it in front of an audience. It's the same thing with this. You can try spots, you can try stuff all day long, but until you do it in front of a live audience who really understand and appreciate what you're doing, you don't know if it works or not. These may be your family, and these may be people may be, you know, from your hometown, and that's great. But the way you really learn is venture out, and you may not have a lot of money to do that. I understand that too. I have gone in debt, I don't know how many times. But I look at life as, I only get one chance. I may not be here tomorrow. So I don't know if that's the right way to look at it, but it's the only way I look at it. At 21 years old, I started when I was 20. I was lucky enough to work in the office up until then, but I had my first match when I was 20, my first pro match. And I looked back and I thought, wow, I knew nothing. And I really didn't. And I had the chance to see it every week. And I had some really good people around me. But I knew nothing. But over the years, I learned. And over the years, I found out this is a work. Life. A lot of things in life is bullshit. It's all about bullshit. People will tell you otherwise. People will tell you, no, it's not. It's about hard work. It is about dedication, but it's also about learning to deal with the ins and outs of the people you have to deal with. So, that being said, I just sucked the air right out of the room. I'm really happy about that. So, thank you guys very much.
Hey playa, this is the Josh Speaks and you're watching Warriors of Wrestling, the best independent wrestling company across the entire country. So hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can know whenever they post a new wrestling video. As always, love and peace.